Oh, then I asked him, like, I want the stuff that I just want to smoke the shit, because that's all. I didn't know these other things even existed. Can't do that in Ohio.
No.
What the fuck you talking about? I can't smoke in Ohio. Let me go down this road here, because you said something else about
there's the smile.
The THC, right?
Yeah.
So before I call it the weed card, right? Before you had the weed card,
yeah.
How much experience did you have with THC, marijuana, whatever you want to call it?
A bit, yeah, quite a bit.
Quite a bit beforehand, right?
Yep.
So you're like an experienced pothead.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my story. I don't even know where to start with this. Fuck it. I'm just going to go. All right. So I've smoked pot like 5 times in my whole entire life. Right.
You want to make it 6?
Well, you follow me for a minute. Right. And I just never had a need to. Right. So,
right.
And I barely ever drank. Right. I've had
you
a
had
video.
Fireball in 2013 when Anderson Silva lost.
Yeah. It's probably like the last time I probably drank. So it's very rare. It's just, I never saw a point of it. You know, it's just the way my mindset was. But anyhow, when I was out here training with Ted earlier this year, and we were talking about the hotel where you're at. He's like, well, there's a medical marijuana thing, that's a dispensary right there. And I'm like, well, what Ohio has this now? This how I don't know. I'm like, well, fuck, if anybody is candidate, I have to qualify for like 5 different reasons. So I go on the website and I look, and I'm like, yeah, I can qualify that. That was like 5. I'm like, this is a shoe-in. So I go down there. I go through the process. I do my little like online whatever. It wasn't hard for me to get qualified. You know, all I really had to do was to send an
circle
X-ray.
the whole body.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You're like, yes.
And well, as soon as I sent the X-ray of my hip replacements, it was like, okay, you're good. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I go in there. I'm like, now look, I have no idea, like what I'm doing. I have no freaking idea, none. And
Someone get him an apple.
They're like, well, it's going to take some experimentation, right? And I'm like, okay. So then I like walk in there, and there's the big like menu, right? And I'm like, the fucking menu's got like tinctures or whatever it's called. Then it's got edibles, and there's like chocolate edibles, and there's like I'm just looking at this. I'm like, now if I put this in an Excel sheet and calculate the number of possible combinations to experiment from, I'm dealing with like 300,000. So I'm like telling the dude, like, here's the deal. I just want something to be able to manage the pain. You know, I don't need to be all fucked up like I was when I was in college. Like, I had enough of that. I don't need that. And he's like, so anyhow, I walk out of there, $300 lighter with some gummy things and oils. Oh, then I asked him, like, I want the stuff that I just want to smoke the shit, because that's all. I didn't know these other things even existed. Can't do that in Ohio.
No.
What the fuck you talking about? I can't smoke in Ohio. What the fuck? Like, what's this place for? This is how stupid and
we only have these
right?
suppositories for you.
Then I'm like, why the hell are you calling it a flower? It's fucking weed, right? You know, and I'm just trying to have fun with it. Anyhow, I go, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay, now what am I supposed to do? And I got this vape thing I can't even figure out how to use, right? I'm like searching YouTube on how to turn the vape on. And I'm like, I got to plug it in and charge it, right? So I got to charge it, then it's good for like 10 seconds. I'm like, well, what the fuck? So I'm like, this is way too complicated. I'm not doing that, right? So then I had the little drops, little weed drops. So I put it in there. I put a whole dropper in. Right, I didn't do a drop. I did the whole dropper, because I figured that's what you do. It's what you do with other shit that I've used before in the past for strength.
Yeah.
Like, so anyhow.
More the better.
Yeah, like 45 minutes later, I'm like, this ain't doing shit. Then the next thing I know, my head is stuck against the chair.
It's higher than giraffe genitals.
No, and then it's on TV. There's
I Love Lucy.
No, it wasn't InfoWars.
Golden Girls?
No, it was that Owen guy from fucking
Owen Benjamin.
No, from Alex Jones's thing, the War Room.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm watching him.
Fucking
and,
lizard people.
Oh my God, man, I'm laughing my ass off. Then I decide that I'm hungry. Yeah. And then I go to stand up. I can't feel my feet. So then I sit back down. I'm like, I do not want to walk down the stairs. I'm going to fall on my face. Finally make it down the stairs. I get an apple, come back up, and it's the fucking best apple I ever ate in my life. I go, this is what these potheads are talking about with the food tasting so good. I need to get another apple. But do I go now? Or what's going to happen? Anyhow, I was fucked up is what I found out. right? And so then when I find out, okay, I'm legitimately fucked up right now, move your arms. I'm like, motherfucker, it still hurt. Like, goddamn shit ain't doing anything. I still hurt, but I'm fucked up. So is this good or is this bad? And now you're having that stoner conversation with yourself. Then I start thinking, when's this going to end? right?
Time is passing very, 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 very slowly.
Yeah, so that was like the first experience. I'm like, fuck it, not doing that again. So I'm going to try to take the gummy before bed. So I take a piece of the gummy and wake up in the middle of the night, stoned as fuck. Laying in bed, I'm like, I'm just going to pee myself. I do not want to walk to the bathroom. So then it's like going through back and forth. So I've been practicing this whole stoner thing, and I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
So I need some help.
Okay, definitely.